Hey everyone, recently I've seen quite a bit on the news about the potential side effects and dangers surrounding being on a proton pump inhibitor. And I just wanted to share a tip with anyone who's tried to get off them and couldn't because of rebound pain. I had the same problem, but I found a trick to get off them. I just want to give you a bit of my backstory. A number of years ago, I had to have my appendix out, and after the surgery, a few days later, my stomach hurt way more than the incision area. And so I went to the doctor, and she said, yeah, whenever there's a trauma to the body, like a surgery, often the stomach just goes, wah, and makes all this acid. So I was put on a proton pump inhibitor for a short while, then got off it. Life went back to normal. Fast forward a few years, I had to have another surgery, and ta-da, my stomach did the same thing. Put on a proton pump inhibitor. For a short while, everything was fine. Last year, I had that same feet burny acid feeling, but I hadn't had a surgery. It was accompanied with quite a number of other symptoms, but we didn't know what it was. So in the meantime, my doctor put me back on a proton pump inhibitor. Made sense. It was the same sensation. Well, as it turned out, I have gastroparesis. So I have a major problem with a delay in gastric emptying. And what else, you might ask, can cause a delay in gastric emptying, even in a normal person? Proton pump inhibitors. Another thing about a proton pump inhibitor is it elevates your risk at developing SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And what else puts you at a risk? Being gastroparetic. So if at all possible, for someone like me, if you can avoid a proton pump inhibitor, it's key. So I really tried to get off them, but I couldn't because the rebound pain was so bad. I took them morning and night, and even if I just went down to one a day, it was too much a reduction. It hurt so bad, I always ended up back on them. Now I know that there are a number of sister drugs that are all proton pump inhibitors. So if at all possible, if it's applicable to you, ask your doctor to put you on lansoprazole instead of like pantoprazole or whatever. Because for no other reason than it's capsule. So what I did was, I just took the top off, and really it's not that hard, although I will admit more than once, the contents went flying. Ta-da! Just like that. And you can see all these little, focus, all these little grains inside. So I would just pour a few into the lid, chuck them, put the cap back on, and then take that. And the reason this is so great is because then you are in charge of the rate of reduction in the dosage. When I first started this, I took out way too many of the grains, and the rebound pain was there. So I just went back, at the beginning, just took out a couple of the grains. And as long as I stayed pain-free, every time it was the next time to take medication, I would take out a few more, and then a few more, until I got to a place where I was like, oh, it's just a little bit right there, it's starting. So then I would hold at that spot, that amount of grains being taken out, until I was good again, and then I could slowly get off them. It worked. And I suppose, really, this tip would help with any encapsulated medication. So I hope that helps. And I hope all my fellow GP sufferers out there are having a good tummy day. And I hope you're smiling. Bye.